All right, Russia seems to have left all their troubles behind and they're doing great things. Russia and China, by the way, doing great things at the IWF World Championships in Houston. All right, we've made a switch. Don't tell him I just left and I have Femi Adefeso with me. And anytime you have Femi Adefeso, of course, you know we're talking basketball. Femi, it's a pleasure to have you around.
It's always a pleasure to be here, Jeremy.
Yeah. Where have you been? You've not been around for a while.
Yes. The National Division 2 Championship was on in Abuja, and I got a glimpse of the final match. I must say it was tremendous performance from the two teams. The Nigerian Army, a resurgent Nigerian Army, who are looking to take over sports, you know, very soon, and against the Abuja All-Star team, who eventually emerged champions of the National Division 2, you know, out there in Abuja. Both teams have now qualified to be in the Division 1. So by next year, they will both be trying to see if they can get into the Premier League. But it's good to see the fact that, you know, They say pictures don't lie.
I mean, take us through. You saw this firsthand. I mean, pictures don't lie.
Yes.
Talk about the quality of that championship.
I must say it was tremendously beautiful. I didn't expect that Division 2 basketball in Nigeria would be that exciting and that competitive. The team in black is actually the Army team, the Nigerian Army, while the white were the eventual champions, the Abuja All-Star team. And the Abuja All-Star team is actually even a product of the Abuja City League, which is just in its second year. And it's amazing how, you know, putting your head together and trying to develop, you know, sports can do a whole lot.
What you can get for you.
Yes, it reminds me too of the Mark Mentor story, who are champions of the JC Premier Basketball League today. But kudos to the Abuja All-Star team. They are powered by Ambassador Alassane Awal, who decided that, hey, I think we have enough talent in Abuja to bring more than one team and for them to compete, you know, at that level. And he is so optimistic that
and the surface looks good as well.
Yes, this is how the indoor sports hall of the Abuja National Stadium looks now, the indoor sports hall. So if you've probably been thinking about how it looks, this is exactly what it looks like.
Impressed.
And it goes to show that, look, there are different arenas in Nigeria that can host events, although, yes, it can get better. You know, it can...
Maybe the scoreboard, the timing.
Exactly.
But the surface looks okay.
Yeah, it is good. I must say, it stands out. You know, when it comes to looking at even arenas in Nigeria, I think it's one of the best. You want to say. But kudos to the eventual champions. They're hosting one of their coaches there. Not surprisingly, he's also a Premier League player with Mark Mentors. Arguably one of the most decorated players in the league, with 5 titles, played with Mark Mentors, played with Kano Pillars in times past, you know, as well. You know, so winning the title. So he was there to tutor, you know, the Abuja All-Star team, and they eventually became, you know, champions, you know, at the very end. So congratulations to them. Hopefully, their fairy tale run won't end in Division 1 next year.
Well, I want you to repeat what you said earlier, the consequence of this victory for the Nigerian Army.
Yes, the Nigerian Army and the Abuja All-Stars have now been promoted to the National Division 1 Championship next year, which means they now have a chance to fight for a place in the Premier League in 2017. So they've qualified for Division 1 in 2016. And the Nigerian Army, I spoke with Colonel Oraya, one of their administrators, and he said, look, that the new sheriff in town has said the Nigerian Army must take over sports as it used to be in times past. They came a little bit short. They lost by 10 points. They lost by 12, 74 to 62 in the end. At some point, it was looking like they were going to win. But he is saying that the new sheriff in town, you know, in the Nigerian Army, has said the Nigerian military must come back to where it belongs. You know, in times past, you know, when you talk about sports in the military and the paramilitary era, you would look at the Nigerian Army. But now it's the customs, the civil defense, you know, the police. They are the ones in charge. And he's saying, look, we are getting back. So not just basketball, but we are starting with basketball. We eventually stretch, you know, into other sports. But I'm glad they came out this time around. And I must say, those officers don't look anything military. They look so sports. They 100% look like sports.
I mean, you wouldn't expect anything less.
Yes, absolutely. But you know, when you talk of the Nigerian Army, you know, coming to the court, you expect them to be so intimidating and very less athletic, you know, in their build. But these guys are as good as professionals. You want to say?
All right, let's go about Division 1 now.
Yes, switching over, Division 1 championship will be taking place this weekend, you know, out there in Port Harcourt at the Royal Pass Basketball Club. Will be hosting that because usually it's clubs that place bids to host these events in their cities where they are based. So Royal Pass, you know, has of course definitely promotion to the Nigerian Premier Basketball League. Remember, 2 teams were relegated from last season: the FCT Rocks in the Savannah Conference, and in the Atlantic Conference, it was the Police Barton. So now this year we see
take their places.
Yes, we take their places. But I can be rest assured that it's going to be very competitive. Raptors has been knocking on the door for so long. The Royal Pass too, you know, haven't been relegated 2 seasons ago, are looking to come back as well. And of course, we're hearing that the Comets too are going to be staging a comeback.
That'll be interesting to
see. It's I must say, it's something to look forward to. Niger Porters, does not forget that as well, who were also relegated, you know, 2 seasons ago, will also be trying to get a statement back into the league. So some of the big names, you know, in times past will be coming back. The Tabgon Rockets we too would also be in there. So we hope to see a very beautiful championship come Sunday. That's why I heard it will be jump ball. But Saturday, teams are expected to arrive, you know, at the venue in the Civic Center in Port Harcourt, and all the teams will be vying for places. One team will represent the Savannah Conference, while the other team will be in at the Atlantic Conference. It's going to be a championship run, playing group stage, then semi-finals, then to the finals, and eventually we'll see a champion or a Division 1 title.
Let's quickly talk about our teams on the continent. You know, we were looking at it. We thought it was a long time away. It's gradually catching up on us.
It's this weekend. Yeah. You know, you look at it and you remember, you know, the qualifiers, you know, in Cotonou.
We thought it was a long time.
We thought it was a long time to come. But the women, of course, will be the ones to start first in the city of Luanda in Angola. First Bank, the zonal champions, but are runners-up in Nigeria. Dolphins, not taking anything away from them, champions of Nigeria for the very first time, and of course they'll be repeating, you know, their sojourn on the continent once again. They didn't do too well the first time out because they had a lot of inexperience, but the coach has said a lot about a team that this time around.
Incidentally, that place is where the men's event too will take place.
Exactly. This year Angola's been able to get both rights to. They haven't hosted an event, you know, in a long time, so they decided that look, let's take both, you know, championships, and we play. The men will start theirs, you know, on December 6th.
After the ladies,
so about 4 days interval, the men will come to town, Kano Pillars and Mark Mentors. But it's time for the ladies. We hear First Bank, you know, are pretty much out of the country right now, but the Dolphins team still not yet out, but we hope they get us soon.
Femi, before I let you leave, quickly, 3-on-3 variation of the game. What's happening? An event just concluded, one just starting.
Yes, the Adamak 3-on-3 hoops for girls was sponsored by one of the foundations in Nigeria. I must say, a fantastic fitting, and the Nigeria Basketball Federation has actually endorsed this event. So we're looking forward to a better, you know, event next year. This is all about the girls, and I must say that kudos to once again Ambassador Alassane Awa, who was able to ensure that some kids, you know, came out to participate, and of course they fought for a prize. The winners got 200,000 naira. You know, second place got 100,000, third 75, and the fourth place prize got 50,000 naira. So the organizer of the event has said there will be a full court, you know, championship also at the Mark the Ball event, you know, come December, on the 26th. So it's good to see that someone is looking at the female folk, you know, and at this aspect, you know, of the game 3-on-3.
Okay, all right, Femi, I want to say a very big thank you to you for coming on the show. Hopefully we'll see you again next week.
Definitely, by God's grace, if I am not in Port Harcourt to watch.
Okay, that's been the show tonight. We hope that you've enjoyed everything that we've been able to do. Join us again tomorrow. We'll be taking you on the trip across the money-spinning world of sport. My name is Yemi Adebayo. Enjoy the rest of the day. Bye-bye.